Obviously, TDK, a lot to play out there, but nice to be able to celebrate 100 games for him tonight.
There's a big fella over there. Yeah, it's he's a competitor. We love playing with him. You couldn't question the way he rocked up this year or ever. And to play 100 games for any club special, so he gets a name on the locker, and he's going to go down for a 100-game Carlton player forever.
Well, Paddy, go enjoy the win. Tom, I'll bring you in here while I've got you. 100 games. Congratulations. I mean, an incredible achievement for such a great club.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously really special. Got all the family here, and it was good to see the boys, rock up tonight and get a good win.
How are the emotions for you? Obviously, a lot to play out in this off-season and a lot of noise all season, really. But what are the emotions like for you at the moment?
Yeah, it's obviously been a tough year for the club. So, yeah, the emotions after a win are always good. But to have finished the season now is pretty disappointing without going to finals. So, yeah, mixed emotions. But, yeah, stoked the boys were able to rock up tonight.
For you as a midfield, I mean, the battle was incredible in there all day. You really were able to get on top, starting with you.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. I think the last few weeks we've really been able to get on top in there again and hit our strides. And, yeah, it was good to see Cripper, Walshy, George. Those boys are really impressive in there, and they always get their job done, so it's fun playing with them.
What does it look like for you now? It's obviously a big decision coming in a couple of weeks for you to sort of get your head around that. How are you feeling around those decisions?
Yeah, obviously this week will be huge, just obviously a big decision, and yeah, looking forward to getting to Bali and getting to surf in and clearing the head after a big year.
Well, go celebrate the 100. Congratulations, great milestone.
Thanks, appreciate it. Cheers.
Bali and a surf sounds all right.
Yes. Yep, that sounds all right. Obviously a big week ahead for Tom the Koning. The players go through their exit interviews now, and that'll be no doubt with Michael Voss, his line coach, potentially Graham Wright sitting in those meetings as well.
Got to handle it well. I mean, the club's been brilliant for him. He's been good for the club, but, it's a two-way street. Got to handle yourself well if you are to exit. So hopefully that's done as quickly as possible, really. I mean, Carlton fans have been on the edge of their seat for 6 to 8 weeks. You need to know as a football club. You need to know as soon as possible if they don't already know.
They would definitely know what's going on. I think the way it's drawn out, the likelihood is he's going to be not at Carlton next year, which is disappointing for Carlton if he does leave, because he's such a big figure, and I mean, he's starting to grow into a ruckman. And say ruckman, they sort of...
I don't think he's informed them though, Jack. So they may feel he's gone. It just needs to be ticked off in the correct manner.
Yep.
It's going to leave a hole, you're right. And the questions aren't really about the contributors tonight. I mean, Hewitt was brilliant tonight. Cripps and Walsh, they're always going to be around the mark. Big ruckman we've spoken about. Hollands and Cowan, the two players that are really coming on. So this next level of player are going to be really challenged over the next 6 weeks by the football club to work out who are the people taking us forward to the promised land.
Tom de Koning, don't panic, Blues fans. This is him getting presented with some paraphernalia for his 100th game. So it's not a farewell photo, it's a 100th game photo down in the Carlton room. So a good achievement from the young ruckman, and it will remain to see whether he plays any more in the Navy Blue Jays.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be laughing and smiling like that if it was a departure photo, Sarah. And look, it's 100 games. They hope there's another 200 to come, I suspect. Whether that happens or not, we don't know. He seems pretty keen to get on with a holiday and just really de-stress, just zone out, leave football out for a little while, maybe take a week to himself before he makes that decision, because he's obviously going to have to deal with a hell of a lot of press once the decision's made.
Yeah, and it's been a tough year for him. He's had a lot of press this year, but if you think up until round 14, I think he was the third highest rated ruckman in the competition still. He had big numbers and was having impact, and clearly dropped away after that, and whether just the weight of everything got to him or the way the season panned out, but he didn't finish the way that he would have liked. But I think we saw a glimpse of him first 8 weeks in particular, and even that first half of the season, that he is a top-line ruckman when he's up and going at his best.
Can you pay 1.7 million a year for that type of player is the question. I don't think many agree with that if they were the terms, Jay. So I just think this is a decision this young man has to make as to where he can play his best football. The pressure of the situation, if he were to leave for that money, is all-consuming. If he were to stay loyal at Carlton, he's still going to get well remunerated. I just think for the sake of your state of mind and how much easier it would be for him, probably leaning towards you'd want him to stay and play for a little bit less and probably play.
Well, it might be a
football.
lot less.
Yeah.
So that becomes a difficult decision. All of a sudden, if you're getting asked to take 500 or more less, what do you do? I mean, you've got to make a sound business decision. If you're talking about a financial deal that can set you and your prospective family up for life, that's hard to turn your back on, Kingy.
Yeah, it is. No, I understand that.
But I also hear what you were saying, and I'm a bit from your school in that I'm not sure I'm paying that much to a player that I don't think impacts games the way someone I would pay 1.7 would want to.
Does it help him, though, now with what's happening to Zai Wanganeen-Miller, getting the $2 million, being the face of the club? Because you were concerned that if Tom de Koning walked in next year to St Kilda as the #1 man, you know, all hopes resting on him, that maybe it would be a challenge. You think it helps a little bit now that Naz has got the big money and he's the face of the club?
Naz is playing like Naz.
He's playing like a bloke that should be getting $2 million.
Yeah, that's the difference.
This bloke still has to play like a bloke.
No, so does it make it easy for him to go to St Kilda?
It certainly makes it easier, yeah. If Nasai were to leave and he walked in, that's totally different circumstance.
Carlton in particular, all eyes on them.
What a strange old situation in the rooms there where Tom de Koning was effectively farewelled by Robert Priestley with his 100 games, and of course his name will be on the locker. He effectively said good luck to the blokes. Now, some people close to him would suggest that, yes, he struggled through the second half of the year. You've always said, what about his first 10 weeks? He had a really bad larynx issue. He could barely breathe at times, and yet they were keen to play him. He was keen to play. And so I think if you're a St Kilda fan looking at that 8-year deal, most of it on $1.8 million a year, you'd say, yeah, look at the early sample size. So he will go. The Carlton expectation now is that Jack Silvani will too. Nothing is official there. He hasn't told them that. But their feeling is that you give a bloke a 4-year deal on nearly $700,000 in round 12. He hasn't come back to them yet. So I think we know where those free agency deals go. Brody Kemp, Nick Haynes, Jesse Motlop will all get new deals. We certainly love Jesse tonight. And then there's players like Will White, Fantasia and Francis Evans. They'll probably have to wait until exit interviews and maybe some of them until the trade period. Because Francis Evans, so 11 in 4 games, 11 goals in 4 games. You've seen enough from him? You're happy to go with him as the small forward or one of the small forwards of choice?
I think he's one that, given what I saw over the last month, I'd be tempted to keep purely and simply because he doesn't waste the footy. Now, does he get enough of it? Well, he has in recent weeks. Have they been junk games? Probably. But at least he doesn't turn it over. He kicks goals when he gets the opportunity and he hits teammates and delivers the ball well inside 50.
If it's not him, who is it?
Well,
I think there's your answer.
Yeah, that's a great point. So Jesse Motlop, has played a little bit of midfield time. I think he was as impressive as he has been tonight. His feeling is that his contract talks have been on hold. I think Carlton's like, no, we'd like to certainly give him another contract. So whether there's outside interest there, I'm not sure. Mitch McGovern's fascinating. They have told him over the last week or two, the reason we're not playing you, it's not because you've got that contract trigger. If he'd played tonight, he was guaranteed a deal for next year. It's because we're playing the kids. We want to see players like Moyer and, of course, Flynn and O'Keefe. So certainly if he gets a contract now, it certainly saves them a lot of money. And they'll have about $2 million of salary cap space. So if Silvani leaves, TDK leaves, of course, Doherty is also moving on and retiring. They'll have potentially 2 early compensation picks from Silvani and TDK. They'll go hard. They might try and find themselves a small forward. They might be able to get up in the draft and take a really exciting young kid who's got some pace and then take Harry Dean, who was their father-son centre-half back interceptor. So they're pretty excited about things. And if it is that they lose Silvani and they lose McGovern and a few others, they feel like Haynes and maybe Kemp can stand up. They're just a no on Curnow. I think the feeling is you give us Goulden or you give us Heaney at Sydney, well, think about it. But anyone short of that, we don't want your halfback flankers. We don't want your Ollie Florent types. We want the absolute stars. And even then, we don't really want to give up Curnow. I think that's a smart policy.
It sounds like that. It sounds that they're pretty keen to stick with Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow. We always know there'll be noise right up to the last day of the trade period, but it sounds like Voss wants to go that way.
And he was pretty emphatic on it